very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us. You are watching the latest edition of 6 Stories at 6 with me, Oyana Mitra. Over the next half an hour, I will be taking you through the details of those stories that have dominated the headlines today. So here we go. Up first, the disturbing visuals that have emerged from Andhra Pradesh's Srikakulam in the aftermath of a deadly stampede are not just heartbreaking, they raise serious questions. 10 families mourn unbearable losses. And so our second story will also focus on death by negligence. We will put into perspective for you the lapses that have come to the fore, which has led to the loss of these lives. Third, more details of India's exercise Trishul, the perfect blend of the might of the three forces that is showcasing its firepower of the Saurashtra coast. Next, we will tell you what is happening in Pakistan while India conducts these drills and why India, flexing its military muscle, has sent top commanders of terror outfits into hiding. And back home in India, another day, another controversy for the Congress party as Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy goes on to question the impact of Operation Sindoor, the BJP now hitting back. And finally, less than a week to go for the Bihar Assembly elections and the political battleground is heating up by the minute. We bring you the latest after the murder of a Jan Swaraj party worker in Mokama. And with that, let's get started. All right, on to our first story. A devastating stampede at the Venkateshwara Swami temple in Kasibugga Srikakulam district in Andhra Pradesh, ladies and gentlemen, has claimed 10 lives and left several others critically injured. The stampede coinciding with the auspicious Ekadashi day today, the tragedy unfolded due to overcrowding, with reports indicating that around 25,000 devotees gathered at the temple, far exceeding its capacity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu have expressed their condolences, with the Prime Minister announcing an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees for the kin of the deceased and 50,000 for the injured. Here's what happened.
Chaos at temple on Ekadashi. Devotees gasping for breath. Panic grips the crowd. Lifeless bodies on the floor. Ambulances rush to the rescue. Families in utter despair. Tragedy strikes faith in Srikakulam district. At least 10 devotees lose their lives at Kasibugga temple. A sacred gathering turns into a nightmare. The stampede erupted during Ekadashi celebrations. Overcrowding near temple railings caused chaos. Devotees seen jumping to save themselves. Several injured rushed to nearby hospitals. Locals blame poor crowd management for tragedy. Heart-wrenching visuals of families mourning loved ones. Andhra Pradesh reels under shock and sorrow. Minister Nara Lokesh expresses deep condolences. Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu calls it heartbreaking. He promises swift relief and medical assistance. BJP's Bandi Sanjay prays for victims' families. What was meant to be devotion turned into devastation. A day of faith now remembered for tragedy. From cries of prayer to cries of pain in Srikakulam.
All right, now, this incident, ladies and gentlemen, has sparked concerns about crowd management and safety measures at popular religious sites. Major questions have now erupted, such as who was responsible for managing the temple? If large crowds came in, who managed the security? Why was there no permission sought for such a large gathering? And why was police unaware that such crowds would be at the place? Can the state really claim it was a private temple and not take onus? Or is this just another case of pure negligence? Take a look as Republic exposes the killer lapses.
80-year-old Mukunda Panda built a replica of Tirupati temple on his own land. Opened just 4 months ago and construction was still ongoing. And on the occasion of Karnataka Ekadashi, thousands poured in for darshan. The private temple has the capacity of 2 to 3,000 and around 25,000 devotees gathered. No planning, no permissions. One single entry exit gate and pure devotion turned deadly. At around 11:30 am, a fight broke out between women in queue and scuffle quickly broke out. Steel railings buckled under the mob. Devotees rushed in all at once. Devotees, trapped and terrified, trampled each other. People desperately tried jumping the railings, but it was too late.
1000 से 2000 आता है करके वो हरिमुखंद पंडा बोला है, आज 25,000 आए, इसलिए ये एक घटना हुई। अपन को मेन रीजन ये बाहर का कोई शेड नहीं है, इसलिए ये भी एक मिस्टेक होगा। बाहर में क्या धूप में बैठना है, धूप में खड़ा करना पड़ेगा। आदमी ये धूप में खड़ा नहीं करने के लिए इच्छा नहीं। अपना देख सकते हैं मेन क्या अपना अंदर में थोड़ा बहुत जगह है बैठने का, सारी धूप में वहां तक 1 किलोमीटर तक धूप में हो रही, कोई छत नहीं लगा है। इसलिए आदमी को उनका जल्दी जाना है, जल्दी दर्शन करना है, वो हिसाब से अंदर घुस गए। ये मेन गलती है। बाहर में भी धूप में भी कुछ छत लगा है तो अच्छा रहेगा, वो नहीं करके वही प्रॉब्लम है।
The temple priest has confirmed that no permission was sought to manage the crowds, as he never expected such a crowd. The incident raised several questions.
5 months हुआ ओपन करके, रोज 1000-2000 आदमी आता, भगवान का दर्शन करके आनंद जाता, थोड़ा प्रसाद हम देता, वो खा के जाता। आज इतना आदमी आएगा क्या मान रहे? हम कहीं पुलिस नहीं बोला,
कभी भी एंडोमेंट डिपार्टमेंट वाला है। ठीक
है, हम पुलिस रिपोर्ट नहीं दिया, पुलिस आओ बोला नहीं, इतना आदमी आएगा हम मान नहीं। हमको 44 हम रोज भगवान पास रहेंगे, सुबह आदमी आना से थोड़ा प्रसाद देता, हम वो खा के चल जाता। हम गए, आज पुलिस पूछ रहे बोला।
Why was no permission sought for a gathering this massive? Was the police unaware or simply never informed? If not police, who managed the large crowd? Questions are unanswered and lives have been lost. The PMO has announced an ex gratia of rupees 2 lakh to the next of kin of each deceased and rupees 50,000 to the injured. The state CM Chandrababu Naidu has assured necessary action.
నేను ప్రతి ఒక్క ప్రాణాన్ని కాపాడుకోవాలని అనేక ప్రయత్నాలు చేస్తూ ఉంటే కొంతమంది ప్రైవేటు వ్యక్తులు ఇలాంటి కార్యక్రమాలు చేయడం చాలా బాధాకరం. దీన్ని నేను చాలా తీవ్రంగా ఖండిస్తున్నా. రాష్ట్రంలో అందరికి కూడా విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నా, మనకు మన ప్రాణం చాలా ముఖ్యం. ప్రాణాలు కాపాడుకోవాలంటే మనం కూడా ఒక బాధ్యతగా ఉంటే తప్ప ఓసారి వెళ్ళిపోవడం, ఎక్కువ మనుషులందరూ సమీకరణ కావడం, అక్కడ స్టాంపేడ్ జరగడం, ఇలాంటి దుర్ఘటనలు జరిగేదానికి దోహదం చేసే పరిస్థితి వస్తూ ఉంది. ఏదేమైనా మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది, అమాయకులు చనిపోయారు. నేను చాలా బాధపడుతున్నా. అందుకని ఈ దుర్ఘటన పట్ల చాలా సీరియస్గా తీసుకుంటూ ఎవరైతే దానికి కారకులో వాళ్ళందరినీ కూడా ఇమ్మీడియట్గా కస్టడీలో తీసుకొని పూర్తి విచారణ చేసి తర్వాత ఏం చేయాలో తదుపరి చర్యలు చేపడతాం.
Meanwhile, Jagan Reddy has claimed that the stampede was caused by government negligence. 8 women and 2 children were among the deceased. A day of worship has ended in sorrow.
And on to more news. India's tri-service power play has rattled terror state Pakistan. A massive war game exercise Trishul is underway across the western frontier and Arabian Sea. And now, even as Pakistan scrambles, India has issued another NOTAM, that is a notice to airmen in the northeast, signalling preparedness across both borders. And this next report will get you the details of everything that is unfolding as we speak at the Saurashtra coast.
A show of strength and synergy. Exercise Trishul, India's mega tri-service exercise, is underway across western border and Arabian Sea. For the first time, the Army, Navy and Air Force are operating in full coordination, simulating real war conditions, validating joint operations and high-temperature combat maneuvers.
Where the land meets the sea and the sky echoes with the roar of strength, a new chapter of India's power begins at the dawn of the Mega Tri-Services Exercise 2025. On every inch of our soil stands the courage that guards a billion dreams. This is the strength of the Indian Army. In the boundless skies, where speed meets precision, soars the pride of the Indian Air Force. Across the deep blue, where silence meets strength, the Indian Navy. From the guardians of the sky, to the sentinels of the sea, and to the amphibians on the land, and the steel on the deserts. One flag, one force, one nation. The power of integration comes live in the Mega Tri-Services Exercise 2025. The skies will thunder, the seas will stand guard, the amphibians will rise strong. Coming soon, India's tri-service exercise. Gear up for exciting updates as the action unfolds.
The exercise covers strategically sensitive Sir Creek and coastal regions, just miles from Pakistan, where amphibious landings, aerial strikes and coordinated ground operations are being rehearsed. A NOTAM has been issued restricting airspace till November 10th, signalling the scale and seriousness of the drill. Fighter jets, transport aircraft, naval warships, submarines, drones and special forces are all part of the exercise. Amid exercise Trishul, India has issued a fresh NOTAM across its entire northeast, which borders China, Bhutan, Myanmar and Bangladesh for large-scale Indian Air Force exercise. Pakistan, clearly rattled, has restricted its own airspace and placed bases on alert. Proof that India's exercise has hit nerves across the border.
And with India flexing its military muscle through exercise Trishul, Pakistan has entered panic mode. That is right, Islamabad has now issued urgent navigational alerts, shutting down large stretches of both airspace and the Arabian Sea for military drills and live fire exercises. Meanwhile, panic has entered the Lashkar and Jaish-e-Mohammed terror camps too, with Lashkar cadres, now we're learning, having announced that their chief Hafiz Saeed has postponed his rally because of India's war drills. He's now gone into hiding. Here's more.
Pakistan is once again in panic mode, just as Indian forces are showing their defense might through exercise Trishul. In a late-night alert, Pakistan has issued a NOTAM between November 2 to November 5, a naval navigational warning for live firing exercises covering 17,000 square kilometers of the North Arabian Sea. This is no coincidence. The warning is for the same area where India has already issued its own NOTAM. Both India and Pakistan are going to be using same patch of sea and skies. Meanwhile, in Lahore, Lashkar-e-Toiba has abruptly cancelled a big rally. Their leader and 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed has refused to address the live event. A video message to cadres stated that the decision came from the top. And the reason is clear. India's exercise Trishul. The drills have hit the nerves across the border. The terror camps have gone dark, terror bosses are in hiding, while Indian missiles are in the air.
And back home in India, in a major political row ahead of the Jubilee Hills by-polls, Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has sparked outrage with his remarks questioning the success of Operation Sindoor. This controversy comes even as Pakistan's own Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has admitted to the destruction of terror infrastructure following India's strikes. But back home, the Congress party's denial of that success has drawn sharp criticism, with the BJP now accusing Revanth Reddy of insulting the armed forces and undermining India's victory against terror. As political tempers now rise, the Jubilee Hills by-poll has turned into a national flashpoint. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif himself admitted.
कल रात को जनाब स्पीकर हिंदुस्तान ने पूरी तैयारी के साथ और कोई उनके ऑल टोल्ड 80 जहाज इस हमले में शरीक थे और उन्होंने पाकिस्तान में 6 जगहों पर 6 शहरों पर हमला किया.
A Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists detailed the decimation. Pakistan even issued tenders for the reconstruction of their bases that were flattened. But the Congress party is denying the success of India's Operation Sindoor.
బుడ్డ పైసైనా తెచ్చిండ్రా వీళ్ళని నేను అడుగుతున్నా. ఎన్నడన్నా కేంద్ర మంత్రిగా కిషన్ రెడ్డి మన గల్లీకి వచ్చిండా? మన సమస్యలు అడిగిండా? మనం ఎట్లున్నారో చూసిండా? ఇవాళ ఉప ఎన్నికలు రాగానే ఇవాళ మా అభ్యర్థిని గెలిపించండి, కార్పెట్ బాంబింగ్ చేస్తారంట. సిగ్గుండాలన్నాయా? పాకిస్తాన్ వాడు ముడ్డి మీద అంతే ఆడపోయి బాంబులు అయ్యావు కానీ జూబ్లీ హిల్స్ వచ్చి బీజేపీ కార్పెట్ బాంబింగ్ చేస్తారంట. మీ బాబ్ జాగీరా బీజేపీ ఇది.
That was Revanth Reddy, the Telangana Chief Minister. And his statement reeks of Pakistan's anti-India rhetoric. In the run-up to the Jubilee Hills by-poll, Revanth Reddy has maligned our forces. Taking politics to a brand new low, he said that Pakistan kicked us back. A false narrative often peddled by Pakistani ministers, this is an insult to our brave armed forces who avenged terror with Operation Sindoor, destroying camps deep inside Pakistan. The BJP has responded strongly and criticized Reddy's anti-national remark.
The armed forces of this country established a new normal through Operation Sindoor. The manner in which 9 terror camps, 11 bases were destroyed. Never before such an action was taken in a nuclear power country. Today, when there is surgical strike, Balakot airstrike, and there is also the Operation Sindoor which was carried out, you are raising question marks on the armed forces of this country and saying that the armed forces has taken no action only for vote bank politics. This is not new. Congress party has always undermined the capability of our armed forces.
The Jubilee Hills by-poll battle has garnered national attention. 11th of November, the people will cast their ballots and the verdict will be out on the 14th. Will Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's remark backfire for the grand old party? Only time will tell. And finally, just 5 days ahead of the first phase of the Bihar Assembly elections, the state's political landscape has been shaken up after the brutal murder of Dular Chand Yadav, who was a supporter of the Jan Suraj Party candidate Priyadarshi Piyush. He was a key supporter of the party. He was murdered in Mokama after a clash was reported. And now this controversy has been converted into a full-blown political flashpoint between all candidates and all parties in Bihar. Take a look.
The murder of Jan Swaraj Party supporter and notorious Don Dular Chand Yadav has added to the controversial build-up to the Bihar election. A prominent figure in Mokama's political and social landscape, these videos show how he was shot dead as his convoy passed that of another notorious Don fighting on the JDU ticket, Anand Singh. The NDA, which campaigned against Jangal Raj, and the Jan Swaraj Party that claimed that it was different from the rest, are both facing questions, ironically from the party that has also given tickets to mafia dons.
दिन दहाड़े हत्या हो जाती है, नामदर्ज एफआईआर होता है, फिर भी जो है प्रचार प्रसार में थाने के आगे से आरोपी जो है गुजरता है, प्रचार करता है, बंदूक गोली लेकर के बारूद लेकर के 40-40 काफिला में घूम रहा है। हत्या हुई, किसी एक व्यक्ति पे कार्रवाई नहीं हुई। कहाँ है चुनाव आयोग? चुनाव आयोग मर गया है क्या?
यहाँ पे सबसे जटिल जो समस्या है लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है। अभी रिसेंटली जो मोकामे में हुआ, सिवान में हुआ, भाजपा वाले सिर्फ हमारे शब्दों को पकड़ के बिहार वासियों को गुमराह करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is silent on the Dular Chand Yadav murder. He released a video message in the morning and appealed to voters to back the NDA, emphasizing his efforts and achievements in driving the state's development.
जिस स्थिति में हम लोगों को बिहार मिला था, उस समय बिहारी कहलाना अपमान का विषय था। तब से हमने पूरी ईमानदारी और मेहनत से दिन रात काम करके आपकी सेवा की है। आपसे आग्रह है कि इस बार चुनाव में एनडीए के उम्मीदवारों को भारी मतों से विजयी बनाएं।
The NDA released its manifesto on Friday, and in the final run, promises by both the major sides have become the prime focus.
अभी अभी जो 1,41,00,000 जीविका दीदी को नरेंद्र मोदी जी और नीतीश कुमार जी ने इनके बैंक अकाउंट में 10,000 रुपया ट्रांसफर करा है, वो सभी जीविका दीदी को 2 लाख तक की अमाउंट उनके बैंक अकाउंट में हम अलग अलग तरीके से भेजेंगे।
चुनाव के दौरान जब वोटिंग बिल्कुल नज़दीक है और उससे पहले आप इस तरह का लोगों के खाते में पैसा दे रहे हैं, क्या इसका क्या मतलब है, क्या अर्थ है? साफ स्पष्ट है कि आप लोगों को खरीदना चाहते हैं, उनके वोट को खरीदना चाहते हैं।
Speaking exclusively to Republic, AIM chief OAC criticized RJD and Congress for sidelining Muslims in Bihar politics.
1960 से जितने विधानसभा के चुनाव हुए 2020 तक 17% अल्पसंख्यक समाज मुसलमान में कितने एमएलए बने? 8%। अब ये लोग सब बोलते हो वैसी ऐसा, अबे तुमने क्या किया? तुम्हारा ये काम गांधीयन है ये? 1960 से यानी सबका राज था, सबका राज था, सबका राज था। जंगल राज बिहार में 2 हैं, एक बिहार में लालू परिवार का जंगल राज, एक नीतीश कुमार मोदी का जंगल राज। इसीलिए आप देख रहे हैं इतने कत्ल हो रहे हैं।
Now the question remains, will Bihar vote for change or continuity this time?
All right, we have some breaking news coming in. This is a controversial statement that has now been made by Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, where he has compared India to Adolf Hitler's Germany. That is the big breaking news that we are getting in. In fact, to quote him, he has said that the entire state must stand united and fight against the injustice being done by the center. There are communal forces that are sowing seeds of hatred for political gain, and that it is the younger generations who must raise their voices against this and not fall prey to such divisive mindsets. Only then can they build a healthy and harmonious Karnataka. Those are the details that we're picking up of that statement that has now been released by the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. He has called for Gen Next, that is the younger generation, to get up and fight in one voice against the central government and against what he calls is essentially Hitler's Germany in practice in the national capital. And as we try to pick up more political responses for you on that statement, that very, very controversial statement by the Karnataka Chief Minister. Let's tell you that he has said that India at present resembles what Hitler did to Germany, Mussolini to Italy, and Franco to Spain. And that it is the younger generations who must raise their voices against this and not fall prey to any divisive mindsets.
ಕಾಣುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಈ ತಾರತಮ್ಯಗಳ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಇಡೀ ನಾಡು ಸಂವಿಧಾನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ನಿಂತು ಪ್ರತಿಭಟಿಸದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಪೋಷಣ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸಹೋದಯ ಪರಂಪರೆಗೆ ಕೋಮುವಾದಿ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಇಚ್ಛಾಶಕ್ತಿಗಾಗಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ವಿಷ ಹಾಕುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ನ ಜರ್ಮನಿ, ಮುಸೋಲಿನಿ ಇಟಲಿ, ಫ್ರಾಂಕೋನ ಸ್ಪೇನ್ ಮಾಡಲು ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂಥ ದುಷ್ಟತನಗಳ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹೊಸ ತಲೆಮಾರು ಧ್ವನಿ ಎತ್ತಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಮೂಲಭೂತವಾದಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೋಮುವಾದಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ದ್ವೇಷವಾದಕ್ಕೆ ಯುವಜನರು ಬಲಿಯಾಗಬಾರದು. ವೈಚಾರಿಕ ಮನೋಭಾವವನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕೆಂಬುದು ನನ್ನ ಮನವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆರೋಗ್ಯಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
And that's all that we had for you in this edition of 6 Stories at 6. But do stay on with us. More news and updates on the other side after a very short break. Thanks for watching.